Welcome to the Taste Toast Travel Podcast. I'm Tara.
And I'm John.
And welcome to the podcast for people who love to explore all things travel and culture. If you are a lover of adventure and love expanding your horizons through travel, but maybe you can't hop on a plane every week or every month because we can't either.
No, cannot.
You're going to love it here because that is exactly what we do. We take you with us as we dig into all things food and drink and travel and have some fun in the process.
Yeah.
So be sure you're subscribed if you are not already, wherever you listen or on YouTube, just so you can explore more with us every week. That being said, let's get into this episode.
Perfect.
For those of you who are maybe newer here or don't know us, both John and I work in the wine industry here in Northern California. We have for, I think, what did we determine? Like over 18 years combined or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we got
10
a lot
and
of
whatever you are.
Yeah, like 8-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I work in the digital marketing side. You are a certified sommelier.
I drink a lot.
You drink a lot.
I drink and I know things, as one famous person said.
Who said that?
What was that? Tyrion, no?
I can't remember.
I drink and I know things.
Yeah. Anyway, so you've studied, you know things, and today's
I've forgotten a lot.
episode, that's not the kind of that is not going to help with your credibility in today's episode because we're talking about wine.
Oh.
More specifically, if it is actually healthy or not. There's a lot buzzing around about that. There has been for a long time, right? And I think with this new like sober curious mindset and there's just it's very interesting working in this industry because we hear a lot, we see a lot in terms of people's drinking habits and all the things. So we wanted to dig into that and just kind of sort some like fact from fiction with all of this, especially as it relates to wine. But listen, no shame to anybody who does not drink. You are so welcome here. We love cocktails. We love beer. Like they're just as much as the next person, but we wanted to dig into like, okay, how does that compare to wine, I guess, frankly.
Yeah.
Now, before we get into this, okay, so a couple little housekeeping things, couple things that I feel like we need to say here. This episode is not about convincing anyone to drink, obviously. Hopefully. Everyone is.
But if you end up wanting to drink because of it, that's cool too.
It is unpacking some longstanding myths and giving you guys just like real expert and like science-backed context to it, right? Also, disclaimer, right? No alcohol is like risk-free. Okay, I feel like we always like have to say that. Our little like alcohol disclaimer, right? Everything here that we're talking about applies to moderate consumption. We're going to talk about that too. And, your choices around drinking, it's all very personal, right? So drink with caution, always. Now, that being said, I actually didn't tell you about this article that I just stumbled upon.
Oh, cool, yeah.
Within literally hours before this.
Remember that website, Stumble Upon?
No.
Oh, that shit was crazy.
Is that a thing? What is it?
I don't know. It was like early days, like social media stuff. Stumble Upon.
What is it?
I don't even remember. It was like people were posting. You remember Vine?
Yeah. I wasn't really on
It's
Vine.
kind of like
yes.
Vine, but also just like a bunch of random stuff people would post, like videos and memes and stuff like that.
Oh, that's funny. I feel out of the loop.
It was almost like Pinterest, but like...
But just random
different
stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, whatever. Okay. I'm old.
Like, I digress.
Remember when you had to get off the phone to go on the internet?
I was literally just thinking
what?
I was just thinking of dial-up. Those were the days.
Anyway.
Speaking of being a millennial, so thought this was so interesting and very timely for our conversation today because this is relevant. So Wine Enthusiast just came out with an article. The headline being, Gen Z and millennials are here to save the wine industry if it's willing to listen. Interesting, right? Because we did an episode.
Gen Z doesn't listen.
Earlier this year.
That's the problem right there. They don't want to listen. They think they know. They think
animated.
They know. If you're Gen Z, you think you know. And it's just like, you have to convince them it was their idea.
Men, you also have to do that with. But
yeah,
anyway.
well, imagine Gen Z men. Mm-hmm. You have to convince them, like, that was my idea. Otherwise they're not going to do what they're told. They're very anti-authority.
Yeah. There's people like that in every generation. Let's be real. But yes, I see what you're saying. So basically what this article is saying, this is very interesting, because I think that headline right there caught my attention because there was this whole narrative around like, Gen Z and millennials are like ruining the wine industry, right? Or like we're the ones that are not buying, not contributing, whatever.
I mean,
I don't know.
I feel like millennials are pulling their weight.
Yeah.
Not to the same extent as the previous like boomers and things. Like those were.
Exactly. Well, so basically what this is saying is that, well, clearly it's very tumultuous year for wine in general, right? Like tariffs, health reports, kind of what we're getting into today, climate things, this ongoing narrative that Americans, specifically young people, are just drinking less wine and alcohol than they used to. I'll just dominate the headlines, right? So, new reports, though, suggest that the decline in drinking habits isn't as dramatic as one may have thought. Even as Americans continue to report that they're drinking less.
Okay.
Not only that, young people aren't the ones to blame for the decline.
Old people?
So according to new data from drinks market research firm IWSR, the number of weekly drinks consumed per U.S. adult has barely wavered since 1975. This is wild. We're going to talk about this today. Landing somewhere between 10 and 12 drinks a week for 4 decades.
Per person?
Yeah.
No shot.
This is what it's saying. I'm just telling you. Yeah, per U.S. adult is between 10 and 12 a week for 4 decades. Yes, that number is currently at its lowest since 1995, but the dip only reflects a reduction of 1.1 servings per person per week from the recent peak of 11.5 drinks in 2021. Sorry, that was a lot right there. But basically, it's around it's between 10 to 12 drinks
That's interesting,
per week per person.
I've been hearing and reading the exact opposite.
The opposite, right? Yeah. So, anyway, president of oh my gosh, reading's hard. IWSR said, we're not at any sort of historic low right now. So that's very interesting, according to their research again. Okay. So, of course, many factors seem to indicate a more dramatic decline in consumption, behavioral shifts. Young people are actually, but basically what this is saying is young people are actually drinking plenty. I think we also have to remember too, I'm trying to remember exactly the birth years of Gen Z, but some of them might still be pretty young. So it's you know what I mean? We might only be talking about a subset of that.
Yeah, there's a
generation
group of them that are under 21.
Yeah.
Because if you're not 21, you don't drink in this country.
Yeah. Apparently. So the proportion of Gen Z adults who reported drinking in the past 6 months has surged from 46% in 2023 to 70% in 2025. Yeah. Go figure. Even more noteworthy is the fact that millennials, who those, quote, reliable scapegoats born between 1981 and 1996, are now drinking more wine than any age demographic in America. So you're welcome, wine industry. Apparently, there's they referenced this New York Post headline that millennials are ruining the American wine industry. No. We are, in fact, helping to keep it afloat.
Yeah, that's what I would have
apparently
thought.
So we're not killing the wine industry. Thank you very much. So the just released 2025 U.S. consumer benchmark segmentation study found that in addition to Gen Z drinking more wine over the last year, millennials have officially surpassed baby boomers as the biggest wine drinking cohort in the country.
I feel like there's more of us.
Interesting.
Boomers are dying.
Already?
Yeah.
How old are boomers? I didn't think they were that old.
I mean, people die every day.
I think
you don't have to be old to die.
Exactly. Well, that's okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that you have your generations completely correct there, but
boomers?
Because who's above the boomers? It's like the
before the boomer is the silent generation.
That's what my dad's was.
Yeah, he was born in the 40s.
He was born in the 40s. Yeah.
My dad is a boomer. He was born in the 60s.
Yeah, and he's only 60 something.
Okay. I mean, you can be a boomer and be older than that.
I feel like we're getting off track here. Anyway, I digress because this conversation is about Gen Z and millennials. Okay. So the Wine Market Council, which has conducted the study every 1 to 2 years since 1997, surveyed nearly 5,000 U.S. adults over the age of 21. There's that caveat.
Okay.
I'll finish this really quick and then we'll come back to you. They found that 31% of wine drinkers are now millennials, surpassing baby boomers at 26%. Gen Z's share climbed from 9 to 14%, even though only half of that generation can legally drink. That's where I was going with that.
Yeah, sure.
So that's interesting. So, of course, freaking Gen Z. Also, they're young. They don't have perhaps the jobs or like the means.
Yeah.
We have jobs and we barely freaking have the means because thank you, California, and having a child. But anyway, it's just interesting that this, I don't know. I think it surprised me a little bit because there's just been this whole narrative, that like the younger generations aren't drinking as they once were. But I think the difference is, and that's what like this headline is saying, right? Like the wine industry needs to be listening to like what these younger generations want. It's the authenticity. They want experiences. They want brands that speak to them in a relatable way. TikTok, right? Like, and it's so interesting working in the digital marketing side of this. Like, if any of the brands I work with are on TikTok or whatever, it's like it features a winemaker, it features a person. Like, you can't just like be a brand with a product on TikTok, for example. You need that like the raw relatableness of it. And I think we talked about this recently. I think like with the rise of AI, it's like that authenticity more than ever, where I just feel like maybe other generations like didn't grow up with that, didn't need that as much. It's a totally different animal, So anyway, this article goes on and on, but I wanted to share that just on the heels of our conversation today, because there's a little bit of that, I think, in terms of just people's consuming behavior, how much they're consuming when they do consume, and then how that relates to then of like the quote health around wine. But to cut to you for a second, what did you find out about boomers?
Boomers are between the ages of 61 and 79.
Okay, that's older than I thought.
Yeah.
My bad.
79 is like 6 years over like the national average.
Yeah, which still feels, that to me like still feels, I don't know. 79, I'm like, cool, you're still kicking.
You got like 20 years till you're 100.
We're all gonna live till our 90s. I don't know. It's just,
I think it seems like that because you're older now. When you were 20, you were like, oh my
God, that's ancient.
79. Holy shit. But now that you're middle-aged.
Stop! No, I'm not. I'm not even 35.
Once you're middle-aged, you see that year and you're like, oh, that's...
You're not even middle-aged.
I am.
38 is middle-aged.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you got a few years.
Oh, then I'm fine. 79 is years. That's way down there.
God.
Anyway, but it was interesting, this topic, because we talked a lot, like during my MBA, one of my marketing classes. This is literally all we talked about.
This is so
for like
interesting to me.
a whole semester.
Nerd out
we
on
just
this.
talked about
and
tried to like fix
dissect like
the Gen Z.
They're not the problem.
Marketing.
It's the freaking wine companies that are.
No, I know. Trying to market to that generation.
Trying to figure them out, kind of, so to speak. Yeah.
What they're interested in. Like, I looked at many studies and many surveys and stuff like that. It's like a lot of things you were saying, they're, money, cost conscious. They are, I guess, health conscious. They want things. They're more, I guess, adept, or they're more likely to buy a product if that company is a lot more like sustainable. And stuff like that, and they have like a social standpoint,
right? Like good ethos and like
they're much more likely to like invest their money into a company like that 100%. Versus just like a whatever big company corporation, There's like a couple other things, but like the biggest thing is cost.
Yeah, that is for millennials
Huge.
too. Let's be real, like it's there's like a whole. I mean, this is not this topic. I'm not even gonna go down this, but I was like, I saw this reel of this, like, I think our fellow millennial was talking about just like, and it's not just her, I've seen this for years now, but like how we've been like lied to and sold this whole thing of like, if you just, go to college and get a good stable job, you'll be able to like afford anything. Whatever. It's like, no, all of us can barely like buy houses. So that
like,
being said,
I grew up like, just get educated. That's the most. it's
listen,
the
I'm
most important
very
thing in your life is to get
yeah.
education, you know?
Go into debt
And
doing
then
it.
you
It's
get
like Jesus
education,
Lord.
and then I got more education,
Yeah.
because why not? Because I thought more's better, but like
Joke's on you.
costs a lot.
Yeah.
I got 2 pieces of paper now, not just one.
They are thick and very high quality pieces of paper.
Yep.
And they have
So
your name
that
on them and everything.
cardstock, the colors too, man.
They didn't skimp on that part.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, now you have a little.
Just grew up differently.
Yeah.
We missed like that. We missed the boat by like 10 years.
I mean, we were getting, this is what that girl was saying. We were getting into the workforce during a recession. Like
Yeah, we missed the
God,
boat
we
by
got
like
screwed.
10 years, man.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway,
Yeah.
enough of that.
There's enough wallowing there. So, to go back to the health component to all of this, and this quick little conversation today, like I said, we just want to break down some kind of like real facts about like, I don't know, because wine still just gets this weird
health and
rep.
wine for people, like it's become like a very touchy subject
Yes.
with a lot, especially like younger generations, like
Yeah.
the health
Which again, no
and
alcohol is
you know,
like,
and alcohol.
yeah.
And I mean, yeah.
Okay, well, let me kick it off to you. Yeah, because I was just
Yeah.
going to mention, things that we might touch on today, like, antioxidants, like calorie, like caloric intake. I have some stats on that. Additives, like what actually causes a beer belly, so to speak. Seltzers versus wine, beer versus wine, like, just some things around that. Sugar misconceptions, why serving size is like, I think really a factor, like more than people realize. So, like, again, that 10 to 12 drink thing that I threw out, that's a crazy statistic.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And we work in this industry.
You imagine
and
having
we don't even
like
drink that.
imagine having 10 cocktails a week.
I no.
Oof.
But that's what we were talking about this like in the car, I think recently, right? Where it's like
Yeah,
2 beers, 2 like Coronas or
Mhm.
something. If you're like, I don't know. I feel like it depends on like where you work and like, you know what I mean? If you work in like construction or something,
Yeah.
or like in certain industries where maybe that's more the norm. Again, I'm, because I have to like constantly get myself out of California, right? Like looking at other parts of the United States and what people do for work then
Yeah.
and happy hours and like where are people living? Like there's so many factors to that, right? But it's a very interesting average. That's sounds high.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, not to totally
No,
go
it's okay. I was
I'm
gonna
gonna go
kick it off to
backwards
you.
first, but
Yeah.
like the social part you just said.
Yeah.
So drinking alcohol used to be like a social event, right?
Mhm.
You would go to a bar, meet with friends, drink, blah blah blah,
Yeah.
right? Now
Which exists, but not in
now
a
you don't
way.
have to, like younger generations, they can be social from their couch. They
Yeah.
can just hop online and chat with friends. They can go on, play video games and just like all night chat with their friends. They don't need to go out to be social. I mean, you can FaceTime, you can do all these
Mhm.
different things and still be social.
Right.
So
Quote,
like the
social.
bar culture in this country, I think, and like going out like that has kind of shifted because you don't need to do it anymore. And I
Yeah.
think COVID really like shoved that.
Oh, COVID did not
COVID
help.
really kind of
Yeah.
like there was like a paradigm shift.
I felt a shift within myself too. I mean, you don't have to be Gen Z to feel that. Like I definitely
Yeah.
socialize differently. My social battery is not what it once was.
I've always not been good,
No, you have not.
but yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Well, anyway, so
to health.
to health. Yes. So let's dig into
So
wine a little bit. Yeah. So just from a sommelier's perspective, what do you
I guess you
have
could
to say on
preface this whole episode by one of the worst things you can put in your body is alcohol.
Of course. That was my
So
disclaimer at the beginning.
yeah,
Yes.
so alcohol,
Not gonna sugarcoat that.
alcohol
I'm
in
not,
any form,
I'm not
just
gonna
like
sit here and say
alcohol, like of course, it's not good for
your
you.
poor liver.
There's a lot of things in life that aren't good for you that
Mhm.
people just wildly go for.
That's a great point. It's not
You
just
know, it's like
wine.
there's these they're like, oh, I don't drink alcohol, it's not healthy, and then they'll like hit their vape or something like
Yeah.
that. You know, it's like what? That's terrible for
That's a
you.
good point.
Or they'll smoke a cigarette,
Yeah.
or they'll like drink 3 energy drinks a day, and
Right.
those are literally poison. Energy
Yeah.
drinks are terrible for you.
And even certain foods, right? Like,
Yeah.
and just the additives and the preservatives and the things, especially in America, that's like in our food, that also makes your body work extremely hard.
It's just that
Right,
like for
like-
whatever reason, like alcohol has
Yeah.
really like been in like kind of like the scapegoat and
Yeah.
like the forefront of like
Rightfully so. I get it. It's alcohol.
Yeah,
Shouldn't-
it's like
probably shouldn't.
But I mean, so at that being said, like literally alcohol has been a part of civilization,
Yeah.
humankind, since the beginning of man.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, good. Give us that little history lesson really quick, especially with like wine or beer, meat. Well, mead, I guess, right? We've
yeah,
talked
so
about
I
this
mean,
before.
the history of alcohol started with mead, fermented honey,
Yeah.
right? And fermentation is a natural thing.
Hmm.
Things ferment if left to their own devices, like sugar can convert into alcohol
Right.
given enough time with the bacteria in the air. And so mead is fermented honey. They were making that way like the Vikings were doing that. I
Hmm.
mean, they were making mead when they were still counting up, not or still counting down to zero,
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the years were going down to zero and they're making mead and drinking it. And then they would have and then beer came along,
Hmm.
and they started to like put cities next to wheat fields or barley fields because they're like, there's a river there, we have water. There's a barley field there, we can make beer here.
Right.
So let's have a town here.
Hmm.
So they made a town where they can make alcohol.
It's surrounded by beer.
And then wine came,
Yeah.
shortly after, and they're like, there's a vineyard, let's make a town.
Yeah.
So we can make wine in this town. It's fantastic and we could all drink and be happy, right? So like human civilization has really been like shaped by alcohol.
Yeah.
I think to more of an extent than people even realize. We're not the only things that like being inebriated, right? Like dolphins,
What do you,
koala
wait.
bears. Like
What?
there's different things that can like get a dolphin high in the ocean.
Like what?
I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm not
I
a
can't spit something like
botanist.
that out and then not know.
Koala bears. Why do you think they sleep all the time? They're high as shit from the eucalyptus leaves. They eat eucalyptus and get high as shit,
I
and
don't
then
think
they
I knew
get
that.
sleepy and fall out of the tree. Like they're just high 24/7.
Did I not know this about koalas?
Yeah, that's why
I
they're.
think I like vaguely heard that, but I don't. Keep talking. I need to look something up. Go ahead.
But yeah, there's like something I can't remember what it is that like dolphins do, but like there's like all kinds of animals that'll eat things or
Yeah.
do things because they know it'll like mess them up, right? You're funny.
Okay. No, koalas don't get, quote, high or drunk from eucalyptus. It's a myth, but their diet of low nutrition, no, oh my God, low nutrient, toxic leaves requires huge amounts of energy to digest. So they sleep up to 22 hours a day to conserve energy, given the appearance of being sedated or stoned. Wrong.
Huh. Well, I had an Australian tell me that.
They were also wrong.
I don't know. I'd have to look at another study. Anyway,
Oh my God.
I've always been
This is
under
what
the
Google says.
I've always been under the impression that
No.
koalas get high from eating eucalyptus in the oil.
No, they're not. Basically, all I'm saying is no, they're not. It's not drug like. That's pretty funny though.
Huh.
Well, yeah.
Anyway,
You tried. Continue.
lost my train of thought being wrong.
You're like, I don't like this feeling.
Yeah, but then like people started to focus more on like making high quality products. Beer was always seen as like a peasant drink
Yeah.
back in the day. Like that's what you had was just like beer.
Mm-hmm.
Wine was more. It depends on the time period. Wine was also a peasant drink, but it depends on how it was made too. Like the Romans used to put red grapes, white grapes all together and just make like a weird like wine out of it. They weren't
Nice
and,
rosé.
and it was always like sweeter too back then. Like
Yeah.
wine was usually sweeter for a long time,
Blech.
and it was really low alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're talking like probably like 8-9% alcohol. So the Roman legions, I think they were either given or required to drink like a liter of wine a day.
Holy.
Well, because drunk soldiers are
Oh, you've mentioned this before. Yeah,
happier.
yeah.
But say like yeah, so like they were all given either an allotment of that, and of course you're gonna drink your allotment, right?
But if
Same
it's
with
there.
sailors back in the day with
Yeah.
rum, right? They were like, here's your bottle of rum for the day, and they would just like drink and be merry. But like it's always been there throughout history, and no, it's not healthy, but there are healthier options than others,
Yes.
you know?
It's kind of what we're digging
So,
into
yeah,
today.
so like
Yeah.
beer
Mm-hmm.
doesn't really offer much in terms of health benefits.
Yes.
From what I've learned over the year, like the only drinks, like alcoholic beverages that have any like health benefits would be red wine.
I have something really quick on this.
Mm.
I was gonna mention this later, but this is the perfect time to mention it. So from what I've read from my research, health related compounds that wine, beer, hard seltzer, and cocktails have, right?
Oh, cool.
So wine, and this is a good segue for you to just hit on wine. So wine, polyphenols, tannins, and antioxidants, right? I think the whole antioxidant good for your heart thing is the one thing most people have like heard about wine, right? Beer contains B vitamins, minerals from grains, and polyphenols from hops, but quantities are small.
Yeah, I could. Yeah.
Hard seltzer, little to no notable micronutrients. No. Shocker. Cocktails, essentially just spirits, and yes, that's exactly. So that's there's so much variation there that we could get into. But anyway, so with that all in mind, what are your thoughts on that? Or specifically,
yeah, I mean, a cocktail, I would never expect to have any type of health benefit at all from anything other than red wine. Like, yeah, beer, whatever. There's like barely any like micronutrients in that. Seltzer, like that's just malt liquor. Like, cocktails, no, I'm sorry. There's nothing really gonna help you in there. But red wine has, so berries, are great for your health. Blueberries, blackberries, darker berries have antioxidants in them.
Yes.
So for a grape is a berry. A definition of a berry, I believe, is the seeds on the inside.
Yeah.
Yep. So grapes.
I'll take your word for that one.
Grapes have the seeds on the inside, which is funny because a strawberry is not technically a berry because it has seeds on the outside.
What
Anyway,
is it technically?
I can't remember.
Yeah. Okay.
But the grape has, specifically red grapes, have the skin, which has all these different, antioxidants on there that then gets translated into the wine. One thing that red wine has in it is called resveratrol.
Okay, I was gonna bring this up. There's these polyphenols like
resveratrol.
That one, quercetin.
Yeah,
I think that's quercetin, which is I've definitely heard of that.
Yeah,
and then you'll probably pronounce this better.
Anthocyanins.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all those.
Talk to me about those.
Yeah, all those are very good for your heart.
Yeah.
And they lower blood pressure
in moderate quantities.
Yeah,
okay.
And just for we talked about what moderate we looked on. So according to the health organization.
Yeah, we looked this up.
Moderate consumption is 1 drink for a woman per day.
Yeah.
And 2 drinks for a man per day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's probably some people out there that might be listening to this that will disagree with you, and that's fair.
I feel like that's a lot. If I like 10 ounces of wine per night, that's a lot of wine, bro.
Well, so that's okay.
That's almost half a bottle of wine.
You're hitting on so many things that I wanted to touch on today. So let's just quickly touch on like what moderate drinking, quote unquote, actually is. So to define moderate drinking in terms of ounces. Right. And so this is kind of what I've looked up. And okay, so 1 standard drink of wine, 5 ounces, which I feel like is, if we would ever have a glass of wine, that's about what we're drinking in a given setting. Yeah. 12 ounces of beer.
Yep.
1 standard drink. A 1.5 ounce spirit.
Jigger of spirits.
Yes.
Yep.
So I think people might underestimate in a lot of cases, like what they're actually
the amounts maybe,
right? Because like restaurants will often pour like a 6 to 9 ounce pour.
Yeah,
probably. Wine tasting, that's a whole different animal.
Yeah.
They should only what's like the standard? It's like
2 ounces,
1 to 2 ounces, right?
Yeah.
But like there are wineries like we can definitely confirm
2,
in
4,
Napa,
6,
sometimes even
8.
in Sonoma, they will.
I mean,
over-pour.
if you do 2 ounces for 4 wines, that's 8 ounces there, right? So,
and people
you go to 4
wonder
wineries,
why they're hammered by 3:30, and it's like, well,
32 ounces of wine.
When did you eat and when did you have water? We have a whole episode on that, by the way, in terms of like what not to do when you go to the wine country, and it's you got to pace yourself.
There's
like,
that old there's like
up.
There's that like joke about like drinking water. You're supposed to drink whatever it is.
Okay, I was gonna
64 ounces of water a day or whatever.
Yeah, it's like it's like half your body weight in ounces of water a day or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like you have to drink 2 liters of water a day.
There's some math there.
Yeah, and it's like that's so much water. But if someone's like drink 2 liters of beer in a day, you're like, oh, I could do that. It's not bad.
Could you? That sounds like a lot to me. What I was gonna bring up too is this like kind of golden rule. I was gonna mention this later. I'll just mention it now. Like kind of this golden rule of like in terms of helping with overconsumption, right? Like 1 glass of water per 1 like drink
Well, yeah, when you
that
drink
you
water in
have.
between, it helps you slow down.
True.
That's usually like I mean, obviously you don't want to get dehydrated, but
Yeah,
generally you tell people to drink water because it slows
that's
your
a good point.
consumption
It's actually
down.
not. Yeah, yeah.
And that's what you want.
That's a solid
You
point.
don't want to like slam 3 drinks one after the next, right?
Mhm.
Because it catches up. But yeah, I don't know. Like for me, 2 drinks per day sounds like a lot. And I feel like
I mean, if you had 2 5-ounce glasses of wine, occasionally we do that, you know?
occasionally, not every
Yeah,
day.
occasionally. That's a good point.
Occasionally is not
Occasionally
every
being the
day.
operative word there. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I
true.
mean, there will be like, you know, we'll go, 3, 4, 5 days in a row without drinking out any
Yeah,
alcohol, right?
yeah.
So, but I think that people get caught up in like moderation.
Mhm.
It's kind of like come to the point where it's like I feel like people are saying alcohol is bad, therefore I can't drink anything at all,
At all, at
right?
any but
Like
yeah,
zero
yeah.
amount of it.
Which listen, if that's
That's your
what
prerogative,
you feel comfortable
whatever.
doing, that's so fair.
Yeah,
Like, no one
whatever.
does anyone need to drink alcohol?
Yeah.
Is it gonna, like, add years onto your life? Probably not. Although, there's something to be said again, I don't wanna, like, seem like I'm encouraging this here. Like, the Mediterranean diet, right?
Mhm.
Like, look at, like, some of the blue zones, or certainly in, where's the blue zone over in it? It's in Italy, right?
Sardinia.
Yeah, yeah, it's it's
Wine is a staple in the
wine
diet.
is a staple in
It's
that
like part of
diet,
their
right?
pyramid.
And
There's wine.
but there's also exercise
Right.
and community, and
And
they
yeah,
move a lot. They're
food.
hiking up these freaking
Yeah.
hills and all these amazing things, and the food is fresh.
Yeah.
There's no like preservatives. There's a lot of factors
The
to
other
that.
thing in this country, I feel like we get caught up in, not us, but like as a country,
Yeah.
people they see I drink alcohol to get drunk.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that is kind of like
Yeah.
the idea behind alcohol is like
Yeah.
you drink it to get drunk,
And where's this whole overconsumption thing? Yeah, it's not just like, I mean, again,
which is
we're
not
not
the
trying to
case.
generalize or speak for everybody here. There are, of course, people that do it. We'll just do it socially and just like to just chill with it. But we'll even have like friends still that are like go to Napa or Sonoma and go wine tasting, and it's not necessarily for the experience. What they just want to be super tipsy or kind of get
Yeah, they
drunk,
just
and it's
want to
like,
drink.
okay, well,
It's not
you're
the
asking
point
for it.
isn't to get drunk. You aren't supposed to really get drunk off of wine.
Yeah, it just like happens.
We're one of the only
It's not a
countries. I think
it's
I've
not a
said this
great
before.
drunk to be, honestly. Like
Yeah,
it's
we're one of the only
just
countries I think
sleepy.
I've said before that drinks wine by itself.
Yes,
Every
you've
other
said that in
culture in
other
the world
episodes.
drinks wine with food.
Yeah.
Like dinner table, wine.
Mm-hmm.
Before dinner, beer.
Yeah.
Go out in Italy. God help you if you go out in Italy and get a glass of wine at a bar, you
It's beer.
weirdo.
Peroni.
Yeah, you get like a beer, you get a cocktail, you
Yeah.
get like something. You don't get wine at a bar.
Yeah.
Like that's so like
You don't see a
you
lot of
don't do that.
Italians do
Like
that.
that's not a
No.
thing. You
It's
go
funny.
out to dinner, you're eating food and you have wine with
And you
food.
have the wine with food. Yep. That's true.
So it's not something that you're supposed to like drink to get drunk from. But that has become
Good
our
old America.
culture because of like the stigma that we've put on alcohol
Yeah.
and like the taboo of like drinking it before you're 21
Yes.
and like I feel like
We haven't like assimilated it into our culture very well. Now, granted, in Europe, right? Like I think we've talked about this too. The transportation's very different, right? Like we don't, depending where you
you
live,
can walk
don't
everywhere.
have. Yeah, can't necessarily walk everywhere. Like we are such a driving heavy culture,
I mean,
and then
unless
there's the whole drinking and driving thing.
unless you live in a big city. Like if you live in
Oh,
San Francisco, you
100%.
live in New York, you just
But
walk everywhere.
a lot of people don't.
Eh,
A
but
lot
I
of
mean,
kids,
then you can get a
like
cab or
it's
something like that too.
no,
But
I
like
know. Well,
where
that's
we are,
Lyft
like
and Uber and stuff
it's
is very
not easy
helpful.
for like where we are.
No.
It's more rural.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't just like walk down the street.
Mm-mm.
You know, you're gonna be walking for a while.
Yeah. Completely
So
depends where you live. Yep.
yeah, I don't know.
There's a lot of factors to it, but
It's just like I just feel like it's kind of gotten like out of hand. It's like, yeah, I understand alcohol isn't good for you, but so many things aren't good for you.
Mhm.
And I'm not saying you can if you don't drink then like what are you doing with your life? Like I don't honestly
definitely
care at
don't
all
need
if you
to.
don't drink.
Yeah.
But like alcohol has become that one thing that's like can't have that. It's going to kill you. You know, it's like the new age cigarettes. Like there was a point where it was like if you drink why are you smoking? That's literally killing you.
Mhm.
They're kind of making a comeback to be fair.
Oh
I see a
God.
lot of people smoking now,
Kind of hope
but
not.
like
We don't need that.
literally cigarettes, like it's like kill you. I think someone did a study. It like takes 5 minutes off your life every cigarette.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's like
that's
okay.
horrifying. I wonder if there's anything around that with alcohol. That's interesting. Really quick, I wanted to touch on like additives and like this whole like clean wine and
Ugh.
clean wine glaze. The eye roll. I can hear it from over here. So this is a whole nother.
I gotta start.
This
I
is a whole
can't
nother topic.
stand it when people like that natural wine thing that was going crazy. It's kind of died down, but like there
Still
was
out there,
this
yeah.
natural wine phenomenon, and I can't stand it. Because why? People are like, oh, it's cleaner. Oh, it doesn't have additives. Oh, it doesn't have. Okay.
Just to make this very blunt, there are wine brands out there, probably big ones. I don't even know that, and I'm not even trying to like not to name names. I honestly couldn't quite tell you who this might be at this point, but like, and maybe they've moved away from this too. But like, Mega Purple was or maybe is kind of still a
That's still
thing.
huge.
So there's there are additives that exist for wine that some producers might use. I don't know, truthfully, I don't know what other than Mega Purple, that's one I've heard a lot. Or they might add
You can add.
more sugar. And we did an
Yeah, you can add
episode where
sugar,
we talked about
which is
Mayomi.
weird.
Like, not to totally hate on Mayomi, but to kind of hate on Mayomi for a second, like how much sugar is in that
Yeah.
compared to other wine producers that are doing things right. I think people would be surprised because they just think that like a lot of wine producers just add a bunch of stuff. It is
Right.
simply not true. And I think it's given
Yeah.
wine a really bad reputation. And then you have wine brands like Aveline or whatever that are, have Cameron Diaz, which by the way, love her, not knocking them at all either. But like the marketing is so,
Oh yeah,
this
they're
is
like
where
a
my
health
marketing
forward
brain,
thing, huh?
it's not even that. It's more like they've kind of come at it from this position. I've talked about this on the podcast before, but like they are kind of coming from a position of like, we're clean. Like,
Yeah.
I'm paraphrasing completely here. I'm oversimplifying, but like, we do things right. We're clean. We're whatever.
Right.
We don't do additives. So it implies that like everyone else does.
Yeah.
And they are a very popular brand and they are doing really
Yeah, we talked
well,
about
I
this
think.
once.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used the whole like Don Draper thing where it was like
Yeah.
these cigarettes are toasted. Everyone else's are cancer.
Yeah.
You know?
And so it just
It's like the old look at
makes,
this hand while this one's doing something else.
right. And it just makes other wine brands that are completely doing things beautifully and sustainably and right and whatever, like a bad rep. And that's simply not true. It's like there are so many wine brands and companies, mom and pops, even other big ones, that are very sustainably forward and thinking and just all the things, not adding any crazy stuff in, doing things very land focused and everything. Yet
So yeah,
they
let's
kind
talk
of,
about like
so
when we say
it's
natural
just
wine,
interesting.
let's talk about I'll tell so when someone says, "Ooh, I like natural wine," generally what they're talking about is you pick the grapes, put them in a container. I think you actually, so you pick the grapes, crush it, put it in a container, and then that's it.
Mm.
Let it go.
Mm.
Very difficult to make a high quality, good tasting product like that.
Yeah.
For me, natural wine is more like a sour beer versus a wine.
Okay.
Because who knows what's happening, like which yeast is getting in there, the bacteria, all that sort of thing. It can give you like
That's
these
wild.
off flavors, right? And so people think that like, oh, that's cleaner because that's all. It's just that,
Yeah.
right? High quality wine throughout history has always used a few certain things.
Mm-hmm.
This, even in Bordeaux, in France, people are like, oh, they don't have sulfites in their wine in Europe. I'm like, they have different labeling laws. We have to have it labeled if it's above a certain threshold. Their threshold is higher, lower, whatever, right?
Which sulfites, by the way, are naturally occurring.
Sulfites, there's more sulfites in dried fruit than there are in wine. Just saying. So I tell people that and they're like, oh, I love dried fruit. I'm like, yeah, well.
You're not allergic to that,
then
are
you
you?
like sulfites. I mean, yeah. Bacon, cured meats. There's sulfites in that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So it's like usually what winemakers will do, you'll pick the grapes and then you'll put like blocks of dry ice on top of like the big bin, right?
Right.
What the dry ice does, it creates a barrier between like oxygen and the grapes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's no oxygen touching the grapes, a lot less, right? Because
Right.
there's dry ice creating was that CO2, I think, maybe? I can't remember exactly what it is.
Yeah.
So there's like this layer of right above the grapes that's no oxygen, because you don't want anything touching the grapes because they could start fermenting, right? You don't want them to ferment before.
Right.
You also do sulfur.
Yes.
So sulfur is an additive that they put in the bottle before or right when bottling, because what it does is it replaces oxygen in the bottle, and then
Right.
there's sulfur in there, which is an inert gas. It does smell weird, but that's why you have to let the bottle sit for a while and let that blow off. So
Okay.
that's like you bottle the wine and then you let it sit for like a year before you even open the bottle, because you're going to get this like sulfur, smell,
Mm-hmm.
which isn't pleasant. But like there's nothing inherently wrong with that. Only reason they use it is to keep it from oxidizing too quickly.
Right.
And it doesn't hurt you, it doesn't do anything. It's just
Yeah.
literally a gas in the bottle. It's not in the wine.
Yep.
It's just in between like the level of the fill and then the cork.
No, that makes sense. It's little. It's
So places like in Europe, France, Bordeaux,
yeah.
places, all over the world
These incredibly
do
prestigious.
these, yeah, the highest quality wines in history, Chateau Lafite, Chateau Margaux. They do all this kind of stuff. It's just like that's common practice.
It's good enough for them. It's good enough for us.
So, but that's like used to make high quality products.
Yeah.
That taste really good.
See, no additives.
And they can age for a long time. Whereas if you do like a natural wine, like what people are like this, they're all about it.
Mm-hmm.
That wine isn't going to age. The wine is. I've had a few natural wine. I've never had a natural wine where I was like, man, this is great.
Yeah.
They're weird and funky. It's kind of fun, but it's not like something I'm going to have it, oh, I need my natural wine so I can drink it with my, my risotto. Like, ew, no. Not going to do that.
Like, ew.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but people are super into it. It was funny. It's fun for you to tell your friends, like, I just drink natural wine. Okay. There was like a while back too. It was blue wine. I don't even remember anything about that. It was ridiculous. But natural wine has kind of fallen off. But like, there's a lot of places like, LA, of course, natural wine bars all over the place.
We have one here.
Yeah, I've never stepped foot in there and I won't.
Just boycott it. I actually low-key heard it might be going out of business.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Like, look, if you like natural wine, more power to you.
That's fine. It's
good for you.
Taste,
whatever. Drink your natural wine. I'm just saying.
There's nothing wrong with like the wine
that natural wine isn't any better, cleaner, anything than like a high quality red wine.
Okay. Myth debunked.
All the additives that you're talking about can be found. We're very like in price points in the United States, right?
Yeah.
The most common price point's like $10 a bottle or less.
Yeah.
That's where you're gonna find all the additives and the fake this and fake that, because when they're making hundreds and hundreds of millions of gallons of this, they want to make it uniform. So to get like a uniform color, they add mega purple. To get uniform flavors, they add this or that. They add oak chips and stuff like that to give you this vanilla, whatever. So my thing would be stop drinking $10 wine. Unless it's European.
Oh, okay. So as I was gonna say, because what if somebody is hearing this and they're just like, okay, that's all good and well and stuff, but like I can't spend $30 on a bottle or whatever. I would say
get a $10 French wine.
Yeah.
Get a $15 Italian wine.
They're out there. Yeah.
Get a way less expensive European wine.
Yeah.
Do not buy a California Red that's $9.99. That is literally terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah.
That's not what wine is supposed to be.
Or if you can bump up your budget between like the 15 to 20. It's a safer bet. I know because I work with some of these brands that there are still good quality wines in that 15 to 20 range.
Look, and it's funny because I probably sound like the biggest like asshole snob right now. I grew up drinking those wines.
I know.
I grew up with Menage a Trois.
Gotta start somewhere.
I grew up with what's that other one's not Knightsbridge,
like Apothic Red or something.
Yeah, I remember that all the time as a kid. Apothic Red. Menage a Trois, Apothic Red.
Yeah. My mom drank Menage.
There was another one that's something it's at Costco. It's something Bridge, and it's like it's I think it's a Mondavi brand.
I'm blanking. Yeah. It's on the tip of my tongue.
But
I know.
Like things like that.
Yeah.
it's like $8. I grew up with that. And I remember thinking like, this isn't very good.
There's got to
A
be
lot of
something
people
that
like this. I don't like wine, right? And then I got into wine and I started
you're
like
ah,
the world opened up
yeah.
and like I was like, oh,
Yeah.
we were just drinking shit wine. That's what the problem was. It was just shit
It's
wine.
just how it's.
Like when I was a kid, a $50 bottle, that was like our Christmas bottle.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like
No,
that was a
that's
huge deal
yeah.
to drink a $50 bottle of wine.
Even now, that's not. I mean, we're lucky that we have some kind of hookups through the industry, but like,
Yeah. Yeah,
if we
no, I
were
know.
not in the industry, I couldn't tell you how often we'd be buying a $50 bottle.
Yeah.
Once, maybe twice a month. I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
I
I
understand why
totally
people don't
get
really
it.
have the budget for it. So I think to kind of come back to like the article I was mentioning earlier, a big part of it, in addition to just like lifestyle and what people are starting to appreciate more, is the economic part of it, which is a whole separate topic
Mhm.
for another podcast. That's a big piece too. It's
Yeah.
just the affordability. So, again, if anyone's trying to balance the like, well, listen, guys, I like wine, I still want to enjoy it, but I just don't have a huge
Just
budget
buy
here.
European wine,
Yeah,
man.
just or just do. I think my biggest recommendation too is like just do your research, just be aware of the brands
Yeah,
that you're
if
drinking, and
anyone wants recommendations on low price point great
please come to
wines,
us.
just like message us
DM
and
us,
I'll
email
give you
us. Yeah,
like three things that you could buy for like $10 to $15 that are delicious.
we have right now a freebie that we put together. You and I kind of collaborated on this. It's like 5 of our favorite wines under 25.
Yeah.
And it's a freebie. You can literally go download it right now. It's linked in the show notes. And yeah, it's just like some easy
Yeah.
recommendations that we like. We explain why, like where you can get them, all the things.
Mhm.
So there's
Yeah,
that.
I mean, you can get way bigger or way better
It's like just
bang for your
if you
buck.
spend a little bit more, you'll just enjoy it so much more. And then you're not wasting your 8, 9, $10, like, which doesn't sound like a lot, but like if you think about it, you spend that on, 4 or 5 bottles, all of which you don't like. Life is too short to drink crappy wine. Period.
Yeah, I would
I rest my
say.
case.
And if you want some good beer recs too, I love beer.
Yes,
Stop buying.
you're a big beer guy.
If you're just
You're a big
into,
cocktail guy too. I mean,
just
yeah.
if you want a delicious beer and you want to get away from your Coors Light or your Budweiser, like
Which there's nothing wrong with that. There's a time and place. We know
let me
people
know.
are like diehards with those.
Let
So
me know.
anyway, but if you want to
And
branch
it's
out.
not going to be an IPA. I'm not an IPA guy. If you're thinking like, oh, he's in California, he probably drinks only like super big IPAs. No, no. So if you want any recs or anything, let me know.
All right, my last couple like little points here. I just thought this was interesting, just as we kind of finish up the conversation. In case anyone's wondering, like in terms of calories, right? Because counting calories, it's a whole thing.
It's very caloric.
So yes,
And they're empty.
yes, to all of that, yes. So I just thought this was, again, interesting stats, right? So a 5-ounce glass of wine.
I'm gonna guess
Well, hold on, dry white.
a dry white.
Yes. I'm not gonna have you guess
Does
all
it
of
have
these. We'll be here
alcohol
all day.
percentage?
Oh, for the love of God, no.
200.
110 to 120.
That's not terrible.
No. Dry red.
170.
120 to 130.
That's still not bad.
An off dry or sweet
Oh,
wine.
gonna be higher. 200.
I say it just really says higher depending on the residual
Yeah.
sugar. 12 ounces of beer. Now hold on. Light beer.
It's got to be right around 90 to 100.
Yeah, 90 to 110.
Yeah.
Regular beer, quote unquote.
120.
150 to 200. IPA or craft.
Yeah, you're over 200.
That's higher. It's 180 to 250 plus.
Yeah.
Depending. Yep.
Depends because those are higher alcohol.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Hard seltzers, 12 ounces.
Aren't they only like 100 calories?
It varies by brand, 90 to 100.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess, people are...
Alcohol, literally all alcohol is calories.
Yeah.
Like if you say
It's
alcohol, you're literally talking about calories.
super empty
It's
calories.
all it is calories.
Here's just a few like cocktails that are just popular cocktails, right? So a margarita.
Skinny margarita.
So bad. No, this is like just regular margarita.
Jesus. Yeah, they're delicious, but I guess it depends on what you use in it. But go ahead.
Yes. 200 to 300 plus.
Yeah, I wonder if that has like
But it depends on like your mixers
sweet and
stuff
sour
and,
mix, like
yeah,
that
exactly. Which is
store-bought bottle.
horrible for you.
Just
Yeah.
make your own.
Well, not everyone can. Espresso martini,
Oh, it's gonna be high. Probably 300.
200 to 275.
Yeah,
Gin and tonic,
probably low.
180. That's
Yeah.
still a little higher than I thought it was. I've done that trying to be healthy
Well,
before.
tonic water has calories.
Yeah, no, I know. That's basically what it mostly is. Old fashioned, one of your favorites.
200.
150 to 180. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, when people talk about, quote, healthy drinking, I think a lot of people often think calories. And it kind of makes sense too. I mean, if you think about what we see in a lot of our grocery stores, right? There's like light, low cal. I mean, there's brands I work with that are either have existing or are coming out with like lighter quote unquote options.
I mean,
so
no diet.
But it stacks up when you don't take moderation into account.
Yeah.
It almost
I mean, if you go out to a bar and you have 4 beers, like, don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna drink, like, you have to know that those are calories.
Yeah.
Like,
And
there's no getting around it.
Yeah.
There's not like you
And
can
it's
have like
empty.
it's not like a Coke Zero and a Coke, right?
Yeah.
There's no alcohol equivalent to that.
Yeah.
It's just calories.
Mhm.
You have to know you're gonna have at least 100 calories per drink is what
Yeah.
I would say.
That's crazy when you
Yeah.
think about it. Yeah.
And imagine, like, think about how much you've drank before.
Mhm.
So much.
Many
So many calories.
things in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a bottle of wine is like 300
No,
to
I know.
400
So if you
calories.
split a bottle in one night with someone, right? Like,
It's a lot of calories.
Yeah. Really quick to touch on sugar and carbs. This is also something someone might be interested in. So dry wines, typically, what do you think?
What's the question?
Oh, sorry. Grams of sugar
A dry wine, like
per glass.
not very many.
0 to 3 grams.
Yeah, like not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beer
Sugar?
per glass. Yep.
0.
10 to 15 grams of carbs.
Oh, okay. Carbs, sure.
Yes. Sorry. We're talking carbs and sugar here, kind of. Okay. So hard seltzers in terms of grams of sugar on average.
Grams of sugar on average.
For a seltzer.
I don't know. 10, 5?
1 to 2.
Okay. That makes sense. I was afraid. I didn't know because they're not really sweet, but they have carbs.
Yeah. I didn't have anything on carbs here, but. And then cocktails, it entirely depends. Some can hit between 20 to 40 grams of sugar very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, you drop a sugar cube in one drink, right?
I guess, yeah.
Or simple syrup.
The mixers
But you can use natural sugars too. You can use like agave nectar. You can use honey.
There's
you can
a lot
use
of good
natural sweeteners.
Yeah.
Versus like you're just, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Like the pre-mixed stuff. Yeah.
I would always say make your own ingredients.
As much as you can. If you're out at a restaurant,
simple sugar or simple syrup is so easy to make. It's 1 to 1.
Yeah.
You add a cup of sugar and a cup of water and boil it. Simple sugar, boom. And you put it in a little bottle and you got it. Put it in the fridge. It lasts for a long time. Like you just make it. It's 1 to 1. It's so simple.
Yeah. That's a good
simple
point.
syrup.
Is that where that comes from?
I guess.
But
like yeah. But like in margaritas, I'll use agave nectar.
Yeah.
1, it goes fantastically well, and 2, it's like a natural sweetener.
Yeah.
Versus like the icky sweet and sour
store-bought
mixture. Like I haven't used sweet and sour like in a bottle.
Long time.
God, so long.
Yeah, you could taste.
Not sweet and sour. I mean sour mix. I haven't used sour mix. Sorry, I like Chinese food. Sour mix.
Speaking of being healthy.
Yeah. Sour mix. Like I haven't used that since I was in maybe college.
Yeah.
Because you're making like a pot of it or whatever.
Yeah. I think what a good takeaway here is like looking at the residual sugar versus perceived sweetness. So like one example that kind of came up as I was looking into this is like many more like kind of, let's say, buttery Chardonnays kind of taste sweet, but actually have low RS.
That's what I find a lot of is people get confused with sweetness. Like they think it's sweet, but it's not. Like they get confused with like sugar.
I see that
and
all
like
the time in this
fruit
industry.
character, fruitiness, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you'll taste the wine, like, oh, this is so sweet.
Yeah,
like, it's absolutely not sweet at all. It's just it's just like fruity.
Yeah.
And so people don't get it.
Sometimes, which is fair. I mean, again, if you not like you have to work into this industry to know that, but like I made the same.
They probably
mistake is a strong word.
I
but
guess
I did the same thing.
The other thing I think is they do get it. They just don't have the vocabulary to articulate.
That's also a great
what
point.
They're experiencing,
which is fair.
I think is probably because people they can tell what's sweet, what's not sweet, but they just don't know how to say it.
Say it in any way. Yeah, which is fair. So, takeaways today: how to drink smartly as much as you can if you choose to. Number 1, I think choosing dry wines to minimize sugar as much. If you're going to enjoy a wine, dry wines are probably, again, compared to like one with a higher residual sugar. I mean, that's a basic thing, right? Paying attention to pour sizes.
Mhm.
Definitely.
Okay.
Choosing lower ABV styles.
Yep.
So you could maybe throw out some, I was thinking like Lambrusco, Vino Verde,
Riesling, Gewürz,
rosés. It's probably pretty low one.
Yeah, rosé.
More or less.
A lot of white wines from France are lower.
Yeah.
European wines in general are just lower
Just
alcohol.
lower.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eating while drinking, as you were saying, Mediterranean style, if you will. You know, actually enjoying.
Drink to enjoy. Don't drink to get drunk.
As much as we can avoid it,
Getting.
I know there's like a time and place for like wanting to get
Honestly,
drunk.
if you can make wine that tastes identical to what it tastes like, just minus the alcohol, that would be amazing. But you can't, because alcohol adds so much to the wine.
Yeah, I mean, there's non-alcoholic wines out there,
Yeah.
right? I have had them. Like when I was pregnant,
juice.
I couldn't.
It's just, it doesn't. Alcohol adds, there's flavor, there's heat, there's viscosity, there's all these different things that alcohol add that you can't replicate. And so if you could make a Cabernet that tastes identical without alcohol, I mean, I'd be all on board. I'd be like, this is awesome.
But
because then I could drink more of it.
Alas, that is not our life.
Yeah.
One thing I definitely threw in here, I think that's very important. Just know what brands you're buying from. Marketing is a tricky thing, and I've seen it fool a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
We'll just put it that way. So, yeah. Oh, well, and you kind of nailed my last one. Well, one I had said before was like, I think like glass of water for each kind of like glass of wine, let's say you have or whatever, I think is helpful, as you mentioned, in terms of like slowing down, especially if you're wine tasting, if you're here in Sonoma or Napa or wherever, like be mindful of it. Like it really sneaks up on people. We see it all the time. And then just enjoyment over excess, like you just said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Those are our main takeaways
today. Yeah, there's healthier ways to drink.
Mm-hmm.
Wine
is not the enemy.
Wine does have health benefits for your heart.
Yeah.
Alcohol, of course, is not good, but there's a lot of not good.
There's better. There's good.
There's worse things.
Yes, and there's better choices out there that you can make if you are going to drink, like just being aware of your choices.
Yeah.
Like we talked about today. So that all being said, tell us
go get a drink.
What your go enjoy a cocktail now. Tell us what your go-to drinks are. I'm very curious. I just love hearing what people enjoy. And if there are any healthy alternatives along the way that you have found. Maybe you have found like a non-alcoholic beer or something. I have found some non-alcoholic stuff in my pregnancy. I remember like the non-alcoholic beers. Although you told me there's always like a little trace, which
there's always some alcohol in it.
I found that and I was like,
okay, I can't get it all out. But I mean, it's very, very
just
like
be aware
negligible.
Of that, I guess. Yeah. Anyway, so let us know if there's like a fun brand or something that you have found that you've enjoyed as well. Oh yeah. I think that's all we have today. So be sure you are subscribed wherever you enjoy your podcast so you can, keep enjoying some yummy alcoholic or non-alcoholic drinks with us and just keep enjoying food, drink, and travel with us.
Yep.
We love sharing these things with you guys. This is fun. All right, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Cheers.